Investors, play it safe. How will the midterms affect your pocketbook? We bring in Gary B. Smith, Cadena Group president and Fox News contributor, as well as Doug Flynn, certified financial planner and co-founder of Flynn Zito Capital Management. Gentlemen, good morning.
Good morning.
We got Fox News voter analysis, and it finds that despite a strong economy, only 20% of voters say they're getting ahead. Doug, does that surprise you?
It kind of does surprise me because if you look at average hourly earnings and the increase in hours worked and the tax cut, there's, I think the number is $567 billion of additional after-tax money in Americans' pockets. I don't know if they've got it all yet, but that's a tremendous amount of extra money that wasn't there, and that has got to work its way into whether they're paying down debt, is saving, investing, spending. Yeah. That's absolutely going to be there. And
Gary, what does changes in Congress mean for policy such as tax cuts 2.0?
Well, I think any major policy change, unless both parties obviously feel that they can benefit from it, is off the table. And the only one I could really come up with is some kind of infrastructure bill. You know, Trump, though, is a pretty good mediator. I mean, I think you've seen that even with North Korea, that if he feels that it's in his best interest to make a conciliatory gesture, he will do that. I know he's already called Pelosi to congratulate her on the victory in the House. Maybe some things can get done that we're not expecting.
You know, we were looking at, or I was looking at, Doug, all the bank notes on what they expected to happen last night, even though some of the results are still trickling in. And basically everyone said gridlock is good, gridlock is good. Doug, is there any situation where gridlock is not good for the markets?
Well, you know, it depends on who's the president. But under Republican presidencies, there's no doubt that a split Congress gives you the absolute best results, regardless of what everybody else thinks. That has been the history, and I think that just allows the checks and balances to go in there and not allow the deficit to get out of control, but still move some things forward. So for the market, for investors, it's actually the best scenario that you could want in this current situation, believe it or not.
Yeah, like you said, Doug, since 1928, the S&P has averaged a return of 12% when there's a Republican in the White House and Congress is split. We're seeing a little bit of that this morning with futures rallying, Gary. Are you concerned, or how concerned are you, is the better question, about the deficit and the party in power, even if it's Republicans, adding to that deficit?
Well, you know, that's a great question, Lauren. Am I concerned for, the next few years? Yeah. No. Should I be concerned? Absolutely. Here's the problem. Unless we totally realign politics, if you will, we're going to have increasingly large deficits because there's not a cabinet member out there who will want to shrink their budget. There's not a politician out there who will say to their district, we're going to take less money. So it all revolves around money. Unfortunately, I really do mean this, we are headed to the path of countries like Greece unless we get a Congress and a president who says, look, everyone that has Social Security is going to get it. But for the people who are, 35 or 40 years old, well, it's going to be different times. I don't think anyone's going to step up to that, and I'm worried for my great-grandkids, I suppose.
Yeah, well, I am too. Gary, Doug, thank you very much for coming in extra early for us.
Laura.
He's not old enough to have great-grandkids. Come on, Gary. All right.